Hello everybody, Reaper X1 here again, back building on the Skycrafter in TerraTech 1.0.3. I'm thinking 7, 8 by now. Like I said in the last couple, they've been flying through updates. But as always, I would like to welcome you and thank you for joining me as we do a little bit of light shopping. We're down to under 14 million now, so you know we're getting scary low on our money. Yeah, wink wink, funny funny. Yeah, I like that. Give it a nice clean look at the top here. And I'm not going to use them right there. Anyway, let's get back to the internals. We got to make sure we bubble up everything, because I don't like being shot to pieces, especially when I just want to go out and do a little bit of testing. So we're going to stay on top of that a little better, I think. Put in some more solar gens. Yeah, I think I like the wide one. No, having the double there looks funny. Yeah, I think that'll be better. Yeah, I like that. Put them in there. That'll give us a good idea of what we're going to see. Need a few more things here, though. Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of shopping in this one. But you know why we are just getting started up here, getting things looking pretty, or prettier. I would like to mention that if you do enjoy what you're seeing, throw the like down, comment, subscribe, share with the friends, ding the bell, and hey, maybe take a look at the rest of the channel. But I would recommend checking out the description in this video, under this video, especially if you like building and you like reasons to build, or you got a bunch of stuff, because, well, there's a couple links down there. One being for the Saturday Showcase, where your cool and original techs could have a video of their very own. All you gotta do is follow the link, post your in-game snapshots or save games, or both, whatever works. And from there, I will make the best dang video out of them I can, and we'll have some fun sharing your creations, just as I share mine. And we'll see what kind of good ones we can make, because that is our goal here. And other than that, if you're looking for a little more community building action, it's been on hold a little bit. I've been doing some recovering. But the new Tekka project is a community-based project where we can all build our citizens, build our houses, and we're going to try and build us up a world. So far we got a few citizens. We got more than a few citizens. I think we're up to 20. Or 15 or 20 citizens, and we have some extras that those people have built, and they're characters. Because citizens are actually representations of us, the player. Characters are the extras that we make. So if you make a citizen, it has to have your gamer name. And then from there you can make any other that you want to have as a character, a fellow non-player based citizen. And you can build a house, you can build a battle tech, you can build a bunch of stuff. Like I said, we're building a world. Worlds are big, got lots of stuff in them, and they always have more than one. So if you've seen any of the new Tekka project videos already, you'll know we already have a crafter, the Forge. But this is also going to be in there at some point, because, well, I like variety. And we're going to spread it out over our entire, well, not the entire world since it doesn't end, but a large portion of our world. And from there we can make stories, make fun, and have good times. But I just figured I'd maybe mention them. I've haven't been saying too much about it recently because there has been problems. I had to redo my computer. I lost most of the effects stuff that I had made up. So I've been slowly getting back through it. Having troubles with a few things, but we're figuring it out slowly. But it is there. You can still put in techs and citizens and all that, and when I get back fully up and running, we're going to get back at it just like we did before. But with this one, we're going to get this finished up before we really worry about anything else. So once again, we're shopping. We like to spend. Oh, we're down under 12 million. It's getting scary. But we need so much stuff for this, it's just insane. I can almost see us having to go get more money to finish this thing. Either that or we're going to end up burning up all our resources crafting stuff, and we'll still need more money. Because I know we may have 400 treasure blocks of some stuff, but the amount of parts in this already is a lot. And it's not done. No, no, no. So I figure this might be a good time to start building the other two legs. I was thinking of just having the ones at the sides, but then it just looked flat. Didn't look the way I wanted. So we're going to build the 4. And from there, I think it's going to be that much better. And that'll give us a little more working room down on the bottom for, say, scrappers and receivers and stuff of that nature. And, well, we do need a few guns down there, too. We don't want to just leave it, let's hope for the best kind of attitude. I know we got a few weapons on it already, but really we don't have enough. A tech this size, if it was actually bringing in enemies that were comparable, whoa, would we be in some troubles. And I don't want to be in trouble. I don't like trouble, but it finds me some. Just here and there, a little bit everywhere. Well, yeah, we'll lower this down a bit, so hopefully our conveyor lines will match up nicer. Get this built up. Yeah, let's start there, I guess. I don't want to go too crazy with any one spot at one time, just in case, you know, things change, the ideas happen, and I'm not really sure what it's going to look like section for section. I just got like an overall idea of what I want it to be. That does change from time to time. But yeah, we better make sure we got one of these in. Make sure they're in a good spot, because we want 100% coverage of the anti-gravs on this tech. Because I want it to be massive, but only weigh like 2 pounds. That way, we will be really effective. And yeah, these passive gyros, they are like the best gyro I've come across. I haven't used them all extensively, but this one I know I like. It's really made this type of build that much better. Because it doesn't try to flip you back. It just stops you where your rotation kind of stuff. So that's been really nice with this idea. Well, even the big piggy I was working on, I still got to get back to that one too. It was getting real slow, and I needed a little break from it. But we're not done it. We're gonna get back to it. We're gonna finish up the head. We're gonna close it all in. We're gonna put a little tail on it. We got to get the crafting working on it again. I think I put things in the wrong order, or I might have took something out and put it back, and it just didn't accept it the right way. But that's something for another day. I want to get this one completely done before I even think of going back to the piggy. So we're just going to run this playthrough as long as it takes to get this thing finished. And I don't know, I think I'll feel even better about it then, because, well, it's not the R&D. You know, this takes some, a little more than just building ability. You got to be able to defend yourself, you got to be able to protect yourself, you got to be able to make your money. You got to at least have some kind of a crafter in case you're missing blocks or you don't have money. And as of right now, we do have a crafter in this that will work. It's going to be slow just because of the lag it is starting to create. But that's all something that we can either deal with, or maybe we just make a little quick other crafter. Because there was another crafter I mentioned earlier in this playthrough that I wanted to try, and that was to make one that has more than one crafting system on it. So in theory, I could have 5 crafting systems, one for each tech, build 5 different parts at the same time, no interference on each one. That's my hope. That's my theory. My hypothesis. But Who knows if that's how it's really going to work, right? We will eventually. Because I'm thinking, I know I said earlier in this playthrough also that I was thinking of making an entire tech. Nothing this big, but an entire tech with crafted blocks that we have crafted at that time. Well, I'm thinking that would be a good one to have that other crafting base for, since this one can only do one type at a time. Or it'll get confused and have a headache and then fall apart. I don't know, maybe. Let's see how our improvements are doing us. So far, not too bad. We are using more power already, as you can tell. We added a couple more of those anti-gravs and not really a whole lot more battery. But it still handles nice. It's staying in the air, so that's a bonus. And look at that, it picks up good. We are down to $10 million. Oh. I took my speedometer and everything off because it was in my way, and I forgot to put it back on. So that'll be something else that we're going to have in the end. Might not put it back on anytime soon, though. Because at these other short spots that I only got built up halfway on the other outside legs that we just made, I'm thinking of having a spot there for, say, my citizen. My little Reaper citizen. So he could be up there, or any citizen, really. And he could have controls and stuff like that. Make it look like a little bit like a cockpit. And then on the back side of it, be kind of similar, but I haven't decided if I want to make like a dual cockpit, so no matter what side you land on, you can use it. Or if I just want to do it for looks. But for now, we're just going to build up the basic structure. Try and get it all figured out. Because I have another idea for this too, because it holds, oh, what did I figure, about 100 of each resource, and it can hold 100 components. Because I have one for them too, a silo setup. But it's not really a lot. So I'm kind of thinking of making a little buddy for this tech that'll be my mass storage. And if I do it in the way I'm thinking of, this setup could be super expandable. But we got to get to that point first. And we ain't going to get there unless we get this thing done. So we got to finish this and then we'll see what we can do. Probably going to go to that other crafter first. Because I'm really interested in that theory. We might even take a break from this one to go build that one. Because it shouldn't take too long. And like you seen in that last video, I do need a little break from building the big stuff once in a while. You know, let the frame rate come back up to normal and do some battling and collecting and a little bit of buying of the EXP and special stuffs. And we might even go do a couple missions too. Because it has been a while since we've done any. We've just been out here flying around building like crazy, making awesome happen. At least in my mind, it's pretty awesome. I like this tech. Let me know what you guys think. Is this a tech you would like to, have, or like to have built, or, you know, is this something that's just, no, not worth the time? Now, I'm sure that I'm going to get some of those, because this does take a long time to build. I don't even know how many hours I got in this playthrough, but I bet you it's a lot. Because even, well, especially now, since I've been kind of omitting certain parts that are just boring, and I've been speeding up video and things like that. Like, it's going to really knock the time down on the videos, but the actual game time, if I remember correctly, the last time I saw it, I was up to 70 hours on this playthrough. That's if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on things, but maybe. But yeah, the handle's still really nice the way we got her so far. So now all we have to do is just keep our balance in mind. We'll get everything working. We'll fill in the bottom here. We're going to do a little bit of crafting though, because we do have some blocks we have not discovered. And some of them could even be very brand new, better future. We're just going to run on through, get our craft on, see what we do get. Because that's one thing I do not like, is not having a block that is having a block that is unavailable. That's dang near unacceptable. Especially at this stage of the game, we're maxed out. We should have everything unlocked. So we're going to unlock it. Not going to go overboard with filling this. I don't really want to fill the bottom silos. Just in case. Might end up losing stuff. Yeah, that's working along pretty nice, I think. Get one of them built up. Yeah, so far so good, eh? Oh, the new wheels. Got a bunch of wheels for better future. I'm not sure if we really need all that many wheels. But like I said there a bunch of times in the past, the more options the better. Never know what you're going to want to build. And maybe the different style of wheel is exactly what you need. Different size, who knows? They seem to like to go with small, medium, and large on most things, which is a very good idea. I'd even add in like super large, extra large, massive, whatever you want to call it, you know, like have a monster size of all the important stuff anyway. Especially for a build limit of 64 by 64 by 64. Be an idea, I think. Yeah, we got our receivers on. Now we just got to build our conveyor system up. Figure out how the heck we want it to meet up with everything else. And from there, hopefully it'll all work out good. Not constrict itself or bottleneck. That's one thing you always got to think about when you're building crafters. Are you building in bottlenecks anywhere? How do you avoid them? How do you get the most efficiency out of what you want without compromise? Oh no, we're slipping! We're slipping! Oh, whew. That was close. Yeah, that was kind of weird. So anyway, we'll get ourselves anchored up here a little more square. And get back to our build here. So we got that one good. Good enough anyway. Maybe like that. Yeah, that looks kind of nice. Need a bunch of them, a few of those, some of the other stuff probably, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Yeah. Cool, cool. Throw them on there like that. Man, I like it when it comes together like that. If I could only build that quick for real, I'd have this thing done in no time. You'd have to be like Superman or something to do that. Yeah, needed a bunch of them though. One thing that gets me though is why is Better Future so dang expensive and they're kind of weak? Like every Better Future mission I've come up to, I've pretty much just decimated them. Now I know I've had a fair size tech on the most part, but it's not like I got 40 cruise missiles on these things. I got some heavy hitting stuff, but nothing that I would think would be able to take them apart like that. They almost blow up like a venture tech. It's like they're just a hair too weak. Especially for the cost of their parts. But anyway, we do need our scrappability, so we're going to get that all fitted in here, hopefully effectively. I'm not really liking that GSO one being tucked way back in there, but for now I'm going to leave it there just because I want to see if I can keep this pretty small as far as this section goes. I really don't want it to come all the way down to where that flying fortress thing is. I like to be flush with the bottom of it. I want to keep up just a little bit above it or right at like where the last attach points are. That's what I'm thinking as of right now. I haven't 100% decided on it, but it's things we're working on. First, we got to get these all figured in. So I think I had her like that on the other side. We'll build this around a touch. Figure out what we're doing. Yeah, okay, that's where we boo-booed. We'll go like that. That should work out. We'll switch that around to there. So yeah, we'll build this up a little more because I'm pretty sure I'm not moving that one. It's just that GSO one. It's kind of bugging me because it's hiding back there. It's going to make it a little harder to use. And if it's trying to automatically pull things into itself, it's going to get hooked up on them spikes a lot easier. Wow, are we ever tipping? I got a feeling we got too much weight on one side. And we ain't got no anti-grav in there as of yet. But that is something we're going to fix at some point. I just want to get the basic shape built up, figured out, and from there we will do all our fine-tuning and the super important stuff. Sometimes that's just the best way of doing it. Figure out your shape first, and then fill it with everything you want. Other times, you gotta do it the opposite. You gotta do what you want, or do the important stuff, I'll say, first, the essential things like the crafting, scrapping, charging, floating, and then you make it look what you can working with those results. That's kind of the balancing act that builders got to do with this game. You know, you got to go back and forth between what you want and what is possible. And if you think something is impossible, it may be, but you still might want to try it first. Because there's been a few things I was either told or just kind of figured, I don't think the game will do that. And you know what? I've proven myself wrong, and I've proved them and others wrong to some extent. Because at one point I was told, oh, can't make elevators. Bullcrap. Made one a long time ago. I made one that was actually, was it 3 techs? 4 techs in one, and the elevator would get you up to this level. And it worked fairly well, and it would handle, I think, 6 of the little guys that I built at once. So, it was a pretty good one. And that's kind of what inspired me, because I heard someone say, oh, you can't build elevators and stuff, like in Minecraft or whatever. I was like, well, no, maybe not like in Minecraft, but you can build an elevator. So I built one. Yeah, something like that looks kind of neat. Because my main theme for this build is kind of a cloud. Since Better Future and all the white they have on them and the roundness to them, it kind of gives me a cloud feeling. And since it is a Skycrafter, I thought maybe it'd be a good idea to make it look a little bit cloudy, so it can hopefully blend in and the enemies can't find me. I don't think it's going to work like that, but it'll hopefully look cool. It's one of those things you just got to try and work with it and do. So now for the bottom here, which does need to be fairly well defended, like shielded and bubbled, or bubbly. But the other thing is I don't want to overload this thing with weapons. Like, I got a bunch of weapons in the middle. I got some on the outside so far. But like most battle techs, you usually end up just beefing it up with as many guns as it'll fit when you're in the campaign. That's how you can stay alive a lot longer. Now, if you're brave and you underbuild, you could get blown up a little bit. Which is still fun, though. Like, I find it an interesting challenge to see what, or how small of a tech I can be effective with. Like that other one I was speeding around in. The little guy with all the cruise missiles on it. I went through, well, when I got it built up, I went through, I think, all the final license grades with just that tech. And now I faced off a bunch of big ones. I had to use some tricky tricks to beat some of them, but it did it. And I think I blew up a couple times too. But still, it was an effective tech even at that stage of the game. Well, this one is a little bit different. I want it to be big, I want it to be extremely useful, and I want it to be able to defend itself while in the air. But when it's anchored on the ground, I'm still debating on that option, that's when I'm going to have an issue. Those cruise missiles ain't going to do nothing. Going to shoot the ground. The guns in the middle might be able to hit stuff, but this outside half ring I'm building on each side here is going to block a lot of the spots where the techs are going to be. Because I usually try and get right in underneath your side and pick at your tenders. So we're going to have to keep that in mind. Maybe we'll load up a few more guns under here or something. But we're going to wait a little later to do that. I just want to get this kind of rounded out so I can get the sides and the top of this maybe finished, like this little section. And as far as underneath, I might leave that till last, honestly, because then I'll see what we do end up with as far as ground protection or defense, and then if I think we need more, we can add more. It's just one of those things. I find it better to leave stuff alone until I get to the part where I have to work on that because everything else is done, than trying to jump the gun and getting things done ahead of time where I might just end up having to rip it all back out. And you know what all that does? Frustrates you. Well, we've still got a few of those, so we should be alright for a little while. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one, I think. Oh, we got some differences going on, looks like. No, maybe not. Might be alright. Yeah. Might be better just to put these kind of things on. Get that matched up. That one there. Man, we're moving around. Something like that. So yeah, the sides are a little different. They're not completely symmetrical, but for the most part, they're working out very nice. And as long as it's balanced, that's the main thing. That's the important part of this. Because balance will keep us in the air. But yeah, I am using a lot of blocks just for decoration. And yep, I'm falling off a mountain again. There we go. Come on, over there a little bit. Yep, there we are. Okay. We're back building. Get that in. What are we going to do for here? Something like that. Get this matched up. Yeah. I think I like that. Okay. Let's fill this all in. Oh, I think we forgot something. Yep, almost forgot them. There, that looks good. I like that. I still don't think those hover plates are going to be enough to float this big beast. You never know, though. Yeah, we slipped off the dang mountain, looks like. It's hard staying on top. But I think we're alright, though. We don't see no red on the radar. So we're just going to keep on building. We'll get ourselves back up there at some point. Yeah, I kind of like that. It looks neat. Yeah, I guess we gotta go like that. I can see we may have to change a few things around, but just to keep our colors right. Yeah, let's swap them around before we get too far into things. And we'll see what we can actually, how pretty we can make things. Yeah, I don't really care for them. Let's go with this idea. Maybe like that. Yeah, that looks kind of neat. Almost wish we had 4 spots to fill in like that. But yeah, we're down ground level where all the bad guys hang out. So we're going to have to be careful, keep an eye on our radar, because I do not want a surprise attack where some guy just shows up, blows my crap up because I didn't see him. That always pisses you off. Yeah. That's cool. I like that. Now we just got to figure out what we want to do with them. We could just take them right out. But this is a big tech. And I think lights would be a good idea in there. So we're going to leave that for now. And I did it again. I got to switch all these back. We'll go like that. Get these 2 in there so we keep our color. Come on, get in there. There you are. Good job. Good job. It's almost like I knew what I was doing, eh? Go like that and build them up. Aha, we are anchored. Alright, wow, we are real low on power. Maybe we should charge up, but we could build too. I think we're just going to do that. Limit our presence in this area to just a couple techs instead of having the landing strip and the airplane, and plus this, plus my little driver. We may go back up there at some point, but for now, I don't know, we're alright down here. We don't need to rush right back up on top. But since this is kind of a gateway into the center, we're going to put a few missiles here, or rocket-powered grenades, if you will. A little bit of light to keep our lives lit up. And yeah, the dual auto cannons. Man, I like those. They're just cool. If I ever get a chance to get my name on another block, that's the one I want. If it's available. Or even the standard auto cannon, that's kind of cool too, but the dual is way better. I get a kick out of that gun. It's a lot of fun. It'll really send your tech moving though. A little more into here. See, down at these legs and that's I think where it's going to get real tricky to actually get it to look nice and hopefully function good. We got a lot of rounded, better feature blocks we can use, so we might be able to smooth her out fairly good. It's just a matter of trying, putting in a little time, a little bit of work, tad bit of elbow grease possibly, and we will get everything looking pretty. At least that's my goal. But like everything, gotta match them up. Ooh, get that out of there. Put that in like so. That like that. A little more there. Put our lights on. So far it's starting to look like I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I kind of surprise myself sometimes. Now let's get a bit of all that there. Then we're set up for sales. Or purchases. There, fill that up completely. Make sure we're bubbled up. That would really bum me out if I ended up getting blown up because I forgot a bubble. Wouldn't be the first time it's happened, but I'll tell you, I do my dangest to make sure that last time was the last time. Couldn't believe it. I forgot to put a bubble right where my cab was. Man, did I have a problem. And it was a repair bubble. That's all I needed. I had shielding everywhere else, but splash damage and whatever, it made its way in and it didn't get fixed. And matter of time, you blow up. Somewhere like that. Fill that in. Cool. Nice. So now we got that rounded out fairly well. Now we just got to make it look the way we want. Fill that up. That's one thing I really don't care for too much, is to having exposed attach points. Especially on what I'm considering like an end game build. It just kind of takes away from things. Oh, I like that. That looks neat. Ooh, lost a few things. There. Yeah, it's like I'm doing everything 4 times. Oh, wait. I am. There. Okay. Let's smooth that. That's been bugging me the whole time. Like I said, it just didn't seem right. We're going to make it right. Just pop them out. Good. Fill that back in. Now, how can we cram every little bit of juice into this as possible? That looks like it's going to work out pretty good though, because that brings us up to the same height as our sides. We'll have room to cover all the batteries up with our better future blocks. And we won't have to get too tall with it. So yeah, that's right on. Okay. Get this kind of mapped out a little bit. Give myself an idea what the stance is going to be on here. Something like that. Yeah, it looks kind of cool. Yeah. Alright, so where did we build? Was it there? I think it was like that. Build up in here. Because like I was saying earlier, you always got to keep in mind your maneuverability, your handling, your power, your weapons, everything. You can't let anything slip or you're going to have a flaw in your build, or you might just have to go back and spend a lot of time fixing it. That's why it's good to, every once in a while, like what I do is I just stop. Go around it with the camera, check every little bit out, see if there's something I missed, see if there's something that pops to mind that I should change that. Like this. I got looking around it, decided, yep, it's too skinny there. I don't care for that too much now. Looked fine when I first put it on, but now it's just too small. Doesn't really match the rest of the tech in my opinion. So we're going to do our best to make it right. Let's go like that. Move them all down a little bit. Like so. Yeah. Nice. That kind of gives it like, I don't know, a corridor effect. Have you ever noticed on like large spaceships they'll have corridors going from one section to another? Well, the solar gens almost look like windows. Then having the batteries up top kind of makes it look like surround lights. I don't know, just the impression I get from it. Now we'll fix this side up, keep them all the same, and then from there, I think the good goal would be to have, from what I'm working on now, these solar gens down, closed in. If I can get that much done in this video, I'm going to be very happy. Because there's a lot of messing around with this part of the build. Because like I've been saying, there's so much you got to look after. And then plus, do you want it to look a specific way? Well, you got to keep that in mind. And trial and error is always a thing with this game. Because no one can say that will work every single time. Especially when they're always trying something new. You can have a very good idea, but it's hard to know for sure until you really try it. It's like that 5-core crafter I want to make. In theory, I think it'll work. In absolute knowledge, not sure. Have to find out. Get that all saved up though. Don't want to have any boo-boos. Since we are on the ground, we could be attacked literally at any moment. You never know when those enemies are going to spawn in. But one thing I have noticed over the time I've been playing TerraTech in whole, if you stay in a specific area for long enough, that the enemies seem to spawn in a range around you. So like they might just be outside of that second ring on the radar, the second dark white ring on the radar. So I can't attack them. They're out of my range, but they just sit there. And then after there's so many that are there, I think, what is it, 5 or 6 is the most I've had when that's been happening. No more show up until you move and blow them up or go somewhere, you know. So it does make building safer, but not 100% safe. Because it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes they just keep on spawning. But for a lot of it, it does seem to kind of follow that trend. So just keep that in mind. You might want to try that out for yourselves and see how it works out. But I ain't guaranteeing nothing. Especially the way they update the game a lot. Things could change at any minute. Or any day. Yeah, I think I kind of like that. The batteries run down the side. It almost makes it look like it's real busy. Like it would be inhabited by multiple people. But Yeah, I think that'll work out really good. Nice. I'm liking that. Yeah, that might work too. Get that rounded out there. Literally rounded out. Yeah, funny. But yeah, anytime you get with these rounded curved blocks and that, there's always a chance you put something on, it might be coming right back off for something else. Because I would never say I'm 100% on using all these new blocks. Even the old blocks. I may be fairly good at using them, but I've never say I'm 100% because things change, things get better, bugs sometimes happen to change things, so it's each update could be a new test and might give you new results. Like so. So yeah, I think this is going to work out nice like that. Just the way it's rounding up. And it's just a matter of matching as we go what we got. As far as our distances and that. Yeah, it seems like we got all 2 and 3 corners here. Get them all bought up, so we need a few more. Somewhere in there. Yeah. I think... yeah, I better catch up a little bit. Let's put that in. Now, how do we want to do this? I was going to match up the other side, but I'm going to do a little bit more here first. Then it'll give me a really good idea how it is going to look. And hopefully I can save some time if I don't care for it. It won't be that far along and it'll be easier to pull out. Yeah, that should be good. But man, are we ever seriously low on power. I got a feeling we're going to be sitting on the ground here soon. We definitely don't have enough solar gens for this thing. I'm not sure where we're at right now. I think we got... 32 in the middle there. Or no. We got 7 by 2, 14 by 4, 40, 56 in the middle. We got maybe another 30 on the side, 50 on the side. So we got over 100 of them already. But like I said there a little earlier in this playthrough that I think the opening times or the deployment times of the solar gens really needs looking at. It takes too long. And when you're talking about 50, 75, or 100 or more solar gens, I'm pretty convinced it's going to take longer than the 25-minute day cycle to open them up. Which ain't right. There's too much of a delay in between, is what I think the problem is, because one has to fully open before the next one seems to start. Well, if the one could start, get 2 seconds opening, because that ain't fully open, and then start the next one, then start the next one, or even a second apart from them starting, and let them all start in a sequence like that, 1 second apart or something, that would really speed the whole process up. Because I don't know, from a guess, I would say it takes maybe 3 to 5 seconds for them to open. But now times that by 100, so that's 500 seconds. So that's already, say 6 or 7 minutes. And that's at 5 seconds apiece. And they might take longer than that. I haven't actually timed them out. I'm just guessing. But like I said, I think I'm going to test it out, the theory out a little better later, when it's more close to being complete and has the bulk of the solar gens on it. And I might just see how long it does take for them all to deploy. Yeah, let's put that in there. I think that'll look a little better. Yeah. Cool. Whoa, better not forget that. That'd be a shame. Alright, I can deal with that, I think. Let's get this figured out on there. Okay, now gotta get ourselves turned around. There we are. Now we gotta build up this side. There's a lot to it, I tells you. Probably thought I was kidding when I said, hey, these builds take a long time. I wasn't. I forgot to check, but I think I'm around the 70 or 80 hour mark for this playthrough. Which isn't really a lot, considering I'm almost at 6,000 hours of played TerraTech on Steam. So, you know, it's a good sign that I enjoy the game, I guess. Yeah, that's looking sweet. I like that at the bottom. We got her all powered back up now. Took a little while to get that all juiced up. As you can see, we got all our solar gens are open and online. Or at least it looks like them all. We'll do a bit of a save in here because, well, I don't like boo-boos that cost me everything that I just did. So there, we're unanchored. We should be good to go. Seems to be balancing nice. It's not falling to one side real obviously. It's a little slower though on the turns. Still seems to move pretty good though. It's climbing back up on that mountain. Ooh, I thought I was going to hit the mountaintop. Nice. Oh, easy, easy. Almost looks like a crown. Maybe I built that wrong. I wasn't really going for a crown, but I can't put no spiky things on the top or any decorative kind of plant stuffs on it, or it will look like a crown. They always seem to have like ivy or something on them. Anyway, let's go see if we can get into some action. Because we are actually, in that last little bit, we spent $12 million. More than $12 million. Or BBs. So, yeah, we're going to have to go make some more money again. Not right away, but at some point. Right now, I just want to see what this thing will do to the enemy. Oh, the puny guy. Little pipsqueaks. Yeah, they didn't have a chance. I want like a... Ooh, perfect timing. Big invader is what I was just going to say. Come on, big invader. I'm in the biggest tech I've got, so you should send me in something decent. Make it good, little guy. No matter how big he is, he's probably going to be little compared to this thing. I don't think there is any max build enemies. Like, build limit hit. There might be one that hits the limit one way, but this thing is hitting the limit two ways. Length and width. Hasn't hit the build limit for height as of yet. It's still good. Come on, let's get that in here. Where is he? Is he a big one? Ooh, he is a big one. Nah, I'm not going to let him bubble up. Screw him. I treat you like I treat everybody else. He's still taking a heck of a while to take down, though. That almost tells me we need some more cruise missiles. Because the amount of time it's taken me to destroy him, if I... Ooh, that's a big one. Almost 11,000 XP. But in the amount of time it took me to blow him up, he could have actually damaged me pretty good. Especially if he gets through my bubbles. Because some of my bubbles on the bottom aren't really set up to be far enough away from the blocks to like repel the splash damage. It'll still reach some of the blocks, or the area of damage, however you want to call it, or area of effect. Yeah. So it's one of those where I got to be a little careful. I still got to watch my battles for now. But it's one of those things that I am kind of working on ideas on how to make it better, how to make them more aggressive, and just overall more devastating. Because if I had a tech this big and it gets blown up by some little random enemy, an invader, I could accept that, I guess, if it was one like that one we just took out. But over something small, I think I'd be upset. I wouldn't like it. But yeah, it's maneuvering nice. Like they are strafing sideways so we can line up with our enemy. That's one nice thing. Well, not just one. It's many nice things that the new control schemes have given us since they've been added. Now this is a hovercraft control scheme, but then I added it in so it'll pitch. Or what did I change? The roll? No, I think I changed the pitch of it. So I can tilt forward and back, do like little backflips and stuff. But yeah, I keep forgetting. I wanted to add in that keyboard overlay so you guys can see the keys I'm hitting when I'm flying around or using my Better Future techs, or maybe just any tech, but especially the more complicated ones. Then it gives you an idea of what I've had to do to get it to move in such a way. Now I seen that a while ago in I forget what the video was about, but I know it was a Better Future video that Zero Gravitas has made, and he started doing that for a while, and it seemed like a really good idea because it gives everybody a better idea of what it takes to get these things to do what they are doing. I just haven't been able to. Well, I forgot for a while too. Blame my poor memory on that one. Oh, lay her down. But yeah, I keep slipping my mind to go and try and figure that out. But at some point, that is the plan, to have that going. Look at that, just sits nicely sideways. Not almost sideways. Just roll her around. Oh, little pause. That looks kind of neat. But yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, it is starting to really look like a space station. Yeah. Yeah, anything that can survive that, they get my respect. Especially with all the lasers on the sides and everything. All the missiles, the avalanche launchers, and then just the random guns. Because there's a couple of dual auto cannons. I also have... Oh, what was the other ones? I guess that's kind of it, really. Most of it's the Better Future weapons that are on this. I got a few, like the cruise missiles, the missile seeker pods, the avalanche, and the dual auto cannons. But I don't know, I'm having a hard time thinking of it if there was any other types of weapons I had on there that weren't Better Future. Because I kind of started out with a goal of trying to use as many of the new Better Future blocks, or not just the new ones, but any of them. Uses as many of any of them as I could. Just so it can be... I can actually feel good about calling it a Better Future tech. It has to be at least more than 50% Better Future looking. On the inside, that can be different. Doesn't necessarily have to be 100% Better Future, because 100% Better Future would not mean a Better Future for this tech. Just wouldn't. Wouldn't have the Flying Fortress hover pads, wouldn't have the Geocore batteries, wouldn't have the Venture propellers, wouldn't have the other scrappers and crafters either if we restrict. We wouldn't be crafting anything, because we wouldn't have any component factories. We'd be making basic blocks and that would be it. So that gives you an idea where the game is kind of lacking at the moment. We need to have fully flushed out crafting setups for every core. Shouldn't have to rely on another corporation to do your crafting. Now, as far as the component factories and all that, I think they should give them some different abilities for different cores, like Better Future. Maybe one component factory does everything seamlessly, no problems. If that can be done, I don't know, but that would be a nice idea. Or for one of the cores anyway. Or maybe they have built-in dongles. Maybe they do other stuff better. Maybe they use less resources to make their parts. Just, I don't know, there could be variations of them. I really wouldn't want to see 5 different cores have basically the same block with no differences other than color and shape. Even though color and shape are a big feature to a lot of the different corporations, because then it lets you get different looks to your build. But having some different abilities too would be awesome. Like Better Future or Hawkeye, maybe they're faster at making weapons. Maybe Better Future are faster at making, I don't know, Better Future stuff. Maybe Venture is the fastest crafter at all, or component factories of all, because they're all about speed, right? That's what they're supposed to be. Hawkeye is all about war. Maybe they make weapons faster and cheaper. There's so many things that could be in there, I guess, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. The developers are always open to our suggestions, so we can always suggest all we want, and hopefully they like our idea and pick up on it. But for the most part, I think we got this pretty far along in this video. I was just hoping to get the bottom half of these legs done. And here we are, we're already pretty much wrapped up as far as I want to do on that. Because these front and rear ones, I might leave them for a little bit, because I got some other ideas for there. And also with that conveyor line there, it's going to take a little extra tinkering around before I can get it to look the way I want or to match the other sides. So we're going to just get rid of that stuff down there. We'll free up our guy. We'll pick up, oh yeah, we ain't just going to throw away Hawkeye batteries. That would just be absolutely stupid. And we don't like doing stuff like that, do we? We'll go that, we'll let it pick up. It'd be all, oh no, oh you jerk, what are you doing? I'm trying to do something here, bud. I don't think my big tech's close enough to get at him. We didn't need him. Haha, little guy gets a kill. And all he has is little tiny weapons. That's awesome. Maybe we drilled him. Either way, he felt our bite. We ate him for lunch. It might be supper by now, I'm not sure. It's kind of weird how the light works in the ice biome. It looks dark just about all the time, but it's not. It's daylight. It doesn't get as bright as on the desert. Which I guess could kind of make sense. But it does kind of make it tricky to tell if it's day or night. And with this tech, it takes a bit to find out, because all the starting solar generators, they're in the middle. So it takes a few seconds to get them out. So we got us a nice little load of craftables on here now. We filled up just about full the bottom silos. We got the top silos feeding. And we are making some of those mist blocks that we don't have yet. I think at this point, we're now into update 1.0.3.8. I think. So I know as of right now, they have been putting out fixes for bugs, crashes, and a lot of stuff to do with co-op multiplayer. So we can expect to see probably pretty frequent updates for a little bit. And unless they've got them all fixed, so it's hard to say. So now we just need this one. We got a few more blocks we need to craft up to have them all unlocked, but for the most part, I think it's just mainly the new ones. Because I think this is going to give us the other rotor I think I picked. I wasn't looking at the right spot when it flashed by. Oh no, the big wing. So yeah, we're just going to get all our blocks crafted up. Now we should be ready to see what oh whoa, not cool. We're losing resources. See, this is what I wanted to see. Because I know at speed, these things had a tendency to lose resources if they're not, silos and stuff aren't positioned right. But that seems to be like they're coming right off the conveyors. And then the conveyors are refilling from the silos, so that could actually drain all my lower silos right out, the way it's losing resources. That's just not good. So maybe I shouldn't be adding any more acceleration to this thing. Maybe I should just leave it at this speed, weigh it down a bit, to slow it down a bit. I still like that. But I don't know, that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. We'll see how many resources we lose as we go through here. But I'm thinking right around in here, it's probably getting to be about the right time to call this one at an end as we do our little flight test here. And we roll around through the paces. But as always, if you did enjoy what you saw, I hope you find your way to throwing a like down, putting a comment down there too. Even a hello is pretty dang cool to read from you. And is always appreciated. Other than that, why not share with a friend? Maybe wander the rest of the channel, because this is not the only game that we've played. And to keep up to date, just subscribe, ding the bell. You'll be there. It'll be cool. At least I think it will. Oh, we missed it by a little bit. And also, I would recommend, again, maybe checking out the description below. There's a couple links down there. One for the Saturday Showcase. And the other one for the new Tekka project. If you are interested in building stuff for them, all you have to do is just read the original post of those threads, and they should fill you in on everything you need to know. But as just a short form, the Saturday Showcase is for your cool and original techs, where I can make hopefully the best dang video I can with them. The new Tekka project is a community-based project where we're trying to all come together to build up a world. Oh no, we're falling out! That's not a good way to end an episode, is it? Lost power, fell off her mountain. But until that next time, we're going to hang out here. So just keep being that awesome. Keep having a good one. Bye.